2 years ago, for my 50th birthday, I made a special journey to Jerusalem. I went to the Old City for one purpose. It was to buy you this tali. I've waited 2 years to put this around you, and I'm so proud of you and honored to be here. You've demonstrated a courage and a will that I've never seen in a young man before, and I can't wait for the amazing things you're going to do in your future.
Seems like only yesterday that we planted a tree in your honor 13 years ago. And just like the tree, you grown into a beautiful, compassionate, and wonderful son. And I promise I wouldn't cry. Love you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher tishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatef bat tzitzit.
Amen.
Shemei Rabba, Amen. Be'alma divera chirute, ve'amli malchute, bechayechom uvyomechom uchayedechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru, Amen. Yehesh me'raba mevorach, la'alam ul'al me'almaya, yitbarach, ve'ishtabach, v'pa'ar v'traman, v'yitnaseh, ve'yithadar, ve'yitaleh, ve'yitalal, shemedei kudesha, rihu, le'elah min kol birchata, ve'shirata, tushbechata, ve'nechemata, damiran, ve'alma, ve'imeru, Amen. Please rise. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach. Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Praise the Eternal, to whom all praises due. Praise be the Eternal, to whom our praises due, now and forever. Please be seated.
I'm so pleased to see in the sanctuary some of the students who have already celebrated a bar or bat mitzvah, and also a number of students from our upcoming group. We'd like to invite all of you to come up on the bima for the Yotzer ceremony.
page 22.
Sense of your presence. Among our many appetites, there is a craving after God. Among our many attributes, there is a talent for worshiping God. Jews who wandered in deserts beneath the stars knew their hearts were hungry for God.
Jews studied in candlelit ghetto rooms, thirsted longingly after God.
In tent, hut, or slum, Jewish women prayed to God.
But we who are smothered with comfort sometimes forget to listen.
Help us, O God, to recognize our need, to hear the yearning whisper of our hearts.
Help us to seek the silence of the desert and the thoughtfulness of the house of study.
Bless us like our ancestors in ancient days with the most precious gift, a sense of your presence.
Brush us with the wind of the wings of your being. Fill us with the awe of your holiness. We too will praise, glorify, and exalt your name.
Adonai, Sefer Taifta, Uvia, Gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu, Ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. Barucheinu Yotzreinu kulanu ke'echad, ve'or panecha, ki ve'or panecha natata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. Torah chaim ve'ahavat chesed, ve'ahavat chesed, utzika uvracha v'rachamim, ve'chaim ve'shalom. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, b'chol eit u'b'chol sha'ah b'shlomecha. Sim shalom, tova uvracha, chen v'chesed v'rachamim v'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael, amen. We continue on page 40.
I had a paint box, each color glowing with delight. I had a paint box with colors, warm and cool and bright. I had no red for wounds and blood. I had no black for an orphan child. I had no white for the face of the dead. I had no yellow for burning sands. I had orange for joy of life. I had green for buds and blooms. I had blue for clear, bright skies. I had pink for dreams and rest. I sat down and painted. Peace.
Some of you may remember a couple of years ago when Hanukkah fell on Thanksgiving, and here we are almost at the end of December. The Jewish calendar is a lunar calendar, and it is resynced to the solar calendar with leap months periodically, and that's why everything is very late this season. So here we are at the end of December, just beginning the last third of the book of Genesis, the very well-known story of Joseph. I'm continuing in the middle of page 42. May your eyes sparkle with the light of Torah, and your ears hear the music of its words. May the space between each letter of the scrolls bring warmth and comfort to your soul. May the syllables draw holiness from your heart, and may this holiness be gentle and soothing to you and all God's creatures. May your study be passionate, and meanings bear more meanings until light itself arrays itself to you as a dazzling wedding feast. And may your conversation, even of the commonplace, be a blessing to all who listen to your words and see the Torah glowing on your face. It's my pleasure to invite the congregation to rise. The ark is open, and 3 generations of Josh and Daniel's family will come and join us in the Minyan as we pass the Torah from generation to generation. Let us declare the greatness of God and give honor to the Torah.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai. favoritism cause hatred in a family. My Torah portion is about Joseph, who is favored by his father because he was the son of the wife he loved most. Joseph has 11 brothers, who all do hard labor, like working in the fields, while Joseph is not forced to work. This seems very unfair. Jacob, Joseph's father, makes him a coat of many colors. No one else in the family or land had a coat of such color or beauty. Joseph has a gift where he can interpret dreams. One night, he had a dream where he and his brothers were binding sheaves in a field. His sheaf stands up, and their sheaves all bow down to his. This and his other dreams makes his brothers even more jealous. One day, Jacob sends Joseph out to get a report on his brothers. When they see Joseph, they plot to kill him. When they see Joseph, Reuben does not think killing Joseph would be the best idea, but suggests to throw him into a pit where there is no food or water. As the brothers were eating, they see a band of Ishmaelites, and instead of killing Joseph, they plan to sell him into slavery for some silver. To hide what they have done, they take Joseph's coat, rip it up, and dip it into goat's blood. They tell Jacob that Joseph was eaten by a wild animal, to hide the fact that they have sold him into slavery. Even though the brothers try to comfort Jacob, he continues to cry over the loss of his favorite son. In Egypt, Joseph gets bought by Potiphar, Pharaoh's chief steward. He sees that Joseph is a talented manager, and Potiphar appoints him to run his entire household. Joseph gets thrown into prison because he has been accused of trying to take sexual advantage over Potiphar's wife. While in prison, Joseph interprets the dreams of the baker, who is put to death, and the cupbearer, who gets a second chance at court. Joseph tells the cupbearer to never forget him, for one day he hopes to be free. While everything is happening to Joseph, Judah, one of his brothers, married Shua, a Canaanite woman. His son married Tamar, but died having no children. So Judah asks Onan to marry Tamar, as was the custom in those days, but he refused to have children. So he got punished by God, taking his life. Judah made a promise to Tamar for her to marry his third son, but he did not keep it, so she decided to trick him. She dressed up as a prostitute, and Judah promises to give her a goat if she were to sleep with him. He agrees, and she becomes pregnant. He leaves his seal with her, but ultimately saves her life. She is the great-great-grandmother of King David. Daniel and I chose to read about Joseph and his being treated well or badly because it is interesting how Joseph could be very appreciated by his father, but hated by his brothers. His father loved Joseph more than everything, but his brothers ended up selling him into slavery. Wouldn't they have known it would have had a great impact on his father? Why didn't they think more about the effects on their family? This was like cause and effect. If Joseph wasn't favored, then the brothers would not be jealous, and Joseph would not have been sold into slavery.
יעמדו שרה בן זלג ופרל ומיכאל נפתלי בן אהרון ושרה החמישי.
Baruch et Adonai Hamarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayavru Anashim Midyanim Zoharim Vayimshechu Vayavlu Et Yosef Min Habor Vayimkeru Et Yosef Vayikra et pegatav. Vayashov elecha. Vayomar hayelet einenu. Va'ani ana ani va.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ya'amod Yordan ben Aharon v'Sara Hashishi.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bacha banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayitchu et ketonet Yosef, vayishchatu seir itzim, vayitbelu et hakutonet badam, vayishalechu et ketonet hapasim, vayaviu El Avihem ve'amru Zot matzanu haketonet bincha haya'im lo vayikara Vayomer ketonet beni chaya ra'ah achalatu taro Torah Yosef. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Ya'amod habachor habar mitzvah Yehoshua ben Yordan maftir chazak.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayikra Yaakov simatav. Vayasem stav yotnav. Vayitapel al benav. Yamin rabbi. Vayakumu chol benav. V'chol benotav. V'nahama. Vayama Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. יעמדו המריח בגוללות, יעמוד מיכאל נפתלי בן אהרון ושרה, תעמדו אריאל בת שמואל ודבורה ושמואלה בת שמואל ודבורה.
We rise together as the Torah is lifted. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'torah u'v'Moshe avdo Uv Yisrael Amo, Uv Invieh Ha'emet, Bat Sedek. V'anochi Hishmadeti et ha'emori, Mipnehem Asher Kegova, Arazim Goho, V'chason Hu Ka'alonim, V'ashmid Piryo Mima'al, V'shorashav Mitachad. V'anochi Ha'eleti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, Va'olech etchem Bamidbar Arba'im Shana Lareshet et Eretz Ha'emori, Va'akim Mibnehem Linvi'im U'mibachurechem Linzirim Ha'af Ein Zov B'nei Yisrael Ne'um Adonai V'tashku et Hanzerim Yaim V'ha'haneve'im Zivitem Le'mor Lo Tinavu Hine Anochi Me'ich Tachtechem Ka'asher Ka'i Ka'agala Hamlea La Amir Va'avad Manos Mikal V'chazak Lo Ye'amet Kocho V'gibor Lo Yamalet Nafsho V'tofesh HaKeshet Lo Ya'amod V'kal V'rodlav Lo Yamalet V'rochev Hasuz Lo Yamalet Nafsho V'amit Libo Bagiborim Aram Yanus Bayam Hahu Ne'um Adonai. In my Torah portion, dreams play a big role. One of the reasons Joseph was disliked by his brothers was because he would boast about his dreams, and he would predict that he would be favored. Maybe if he did not have those dreams, or brag about them, he would not have been hated or treated so badly. My Torah portion has many dreams. At the beginning of my Torah portion, he had a dream about the sun, the moon, and stars. In the dream, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars would bow down to him. In jail, when Joseph met the cupbearer and baker, who had dramatic dreams, he interpreted the cupbearer's dream as a second chance at court, and the baker got death. When Pharaoh found out that Joseph could interpret dreams, he asked to see him. Joseph gets brought to the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh tells him his dream. The dreams are about 7 fat and skinny cows and 7 big and scrawny sheeps. The 7 skinny and scrawny sheeps and cows meant 7 years of bad luck for Egypt, and the 7 fat and big sheeps meant 7 years of good luck for Egypt. Dreams make us think about sleep. Sleep is a big problem for people. Some people just don't get enough sleep. A new law was placed so students can get more sleep. The law will push back start times at most public, middle, and high schools. Middle schools will start no earlier than 8 a.m. This law was created to lessen the worries of sleep deprivation and improve attendance. Students will feel less stressed and happier. Sleep deprivation in adolescents increases the risk of disease when they grow up. Schools and states must put the new law in place by July 1st, 2022. 3 and 4 schools in California start before 8:30 a.m. The average start time has been 8:07. Students who had more sleep reported better mental health outcomes and less use of substances like alcohol and cigarettes. South Korea has schools starting before 8 a.m. and extra classes into the night. The country has a high suicide rate among adolescents. Jewish ethical practice talks about the concept of miyat shana, which encourages an individual to maintain a minimum amount of sleep in order to be wakeful for the study of Torah. Torah wisdom must limit the hours of sleep to the minimum that is necessary for the preservation of health. Heinrich Heine, a Jewish writer, says sleep is the most precious invention. Davidson says a healthy man may live 7 days without food, 5 without drink, but only 3 without sleep. This is why sleep deprivation gets used as torture sometimes. Lack of sleep damages testosterone levels. Many people get through the day through coffee, tea, soda, and energy drinks. By not making sleep a priority, we are literally making ourselves sick. Sleep deprivation increases the risk of illnesses such as diabetes, blood pressure, and cancer. An exhausted society is a dangerous society. In the U.S., the second leading cause of deaths on highways is exhausted driving. Even the smallest unnecessary deprivation is accountable to God. Every smallest weakening is partial murder. You need sleep to be happy. In some cases, sleep can be more important than food. When you go to sleep early, you wake up with a fresh mind. A pleasant night's sleep is better than the most delicious things. When you get a good rest, you feel refreshed. Sleep is one of the most important things, and people take it for granted. Sleep helps with everything in your life. The better and longer rest you get, the better you will be.
So there's a very old Jewish custom of taking a nap on Saturday afternoon. And I hope you all heard these words, but it was really exciting for both Daniel and Josh to find something in their Torah portion that they had something to say about. And that's really an important part of our approach at Shir Hadash, not only to be able to chant so well and learn the Hebrew with such exactitude, but also for it to have meaning. So we're very proud of both of you this morning. And we know it's like climbing a great mountain. When you first look at it, it seems like, oh my goodness. But when you do it, I hope you feel that you've gained a great deal. We want to say mazel tov to your parents as well and invite them to come up on the bima to recite these words of thanksgiving. It's really been another blessing of this process to get to know your families better as we prepared for this day.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu
lazman hazeh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu
what do we need that for? The Torah doesn't tell us that he ate breakfast that day or that he walked so many miles. But other rabbis disagree, and they really focus on this Ish, this unnamed man. Because let's imagine that this man hadn't been there or hadn't helped Joseph out. Joseph might have looked for his brothers, not found them, and gone back to his father. On the one hand, that might seem like a good thing, right? He would have been sold down to slavery. But on the other hand, think of all those Egyptians and people throughout the Middle East who would have died of starvation because Joseph hadn't been down in Egypt to create the gathering of the store cities for the famine. So the rabbis believe that that Ish, that unnamed man, did something very important. And they use it to teach us a lesson. Sometimes we do great things in life, but we shouldn't lose track of those little opportunities also to do things in our daily life. Like that man helped Joseph find his way and went even a little bit beyond the call of duty in directing him. So I know that you both have great talents and will go on to contribute to our community and to the world. And I hope along the way you'll be willing to pause to help someone out just a little bit extra. It's a pleasure to bless you with these ancient words. May God bless you and protect you. May God shine upon you and be gracious to you. Just count you lifted up, joy upon you every day as today, and give you the gift of peace. We say together, Amen. May be seated. Later this school year, at the end of February, an important Israeli historian, Benny Morris, will be speaking at Shir Hadash. His most recent book is about the Armenian genocide by the Turks at the end of World War I. And that new book is bringing him to San Jose State. So we're the beneficiaries. He can be there during the day and with us in the evening. But what Professor Morris is particularly known for is his revisionist history of the founding of the State of Israel, which to some extent tarnished some of the myths of the George Washingtons of Israel's founding generation. A story is told about Professor Morris visiting in our area a couple of decades ago and speaking at UC Berkeley, where those who were very critical of Israel expected him to be an ally. After much criticism, he responded and said, "Yes, I have identified mistakes made in those early years, but in finding fault with Israel, I did not say that all the fault lay with Israel." With regard to events in the opening chapter of the Joseph story, there is plenty of fault to go around. There's Jacob, who showed favoritism towards Joseph, who should have known that this was going to cause trouble when he gave Joseph that special striped or coat with a sleeve that only drew attention to the inequities in the family. As I asked last night, what was he thinking in sending Joseph off all alone to his brothers? Now what about the brothers? The brothers did a terrible wrong in selling Joseph into slavery. It's a wrong so serious that some later commentaries, in total defiance of the text of the Bible, try to change the story just a little bit so that the Ishmaelites kidnap Joseph under the brothers' noses, and they are the ones who sell Joseph to the Midianites, which is not what is written in the text. We can understand and even empathize with the brothers' feelings of resentment, but does that really excuse their actions? Now what about Joseph? Sometimes in the commentaries, he is portrayed as a pawn, a victim of his father and his brothers. But I think the biblical text points up some of his faults as well. In particular, Joseph is a braggart and a tattletale, bringing bad reports about his brother to their father. Are these reports true? The Hebrew word for these reports, divatam, suggests that these are things that Joseph has heard others say, but has not seen for himself. This type of hearsay falls into the category of true gossip, rechilut, not just saying things that are unnecessary, a lighter form of gossip called lashon hara. The word also suggests that he judges them mistakenly, capturing one moment and then jumping to conclusions about what was happening. The Midrash gives us some specifics about the accusations Joseph makes against his brothers in terms of their failure to safeguard the business their father has put into their hands. According to Sforno, a medieval Sephardic commentator, seeing his brothers eating meat, Joseph assumes they have stolen a goat from the flock, and then he accuses them of neglecting the herds and not caring for them properly. And this is at a time when that enterprise represented the major source of family income and wealth. Now, many of us were raised with the saying, "Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you." And though that may have been helpful in elementary school in taking us through difficult taunting, Jewish tradition would say that those words are not true. Words are a powerful thing and can be as hurtful as physical wounds. In addition, Jewish tradition focuses on behavior rather than thought. And so one's words need to be judged not only by one's intention in saying them, but also by the impact they have on the person who hears them. It is with this in mind that Rabbi Mordechai Kaplan's words, "Thoughtlessness can be as cruel as heartlessness," have been applied to Joseph, who perhaps even unwittingly flaunts his dreams over his brothers, not considering the impact this will have. When we speak, we need to be careful that we are not violating the commandment against bearing false witness and repeating things that we don't know are true, or in reaching conclusions based on some partial evidence. Further, we need to remember the power of words to both heal and to hurt. Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav, an important Hasidic Rebbe, taught, "How can you ever say it was only talk, so no harm was done? Were this true, then your prayers and your words of kindness would also be just a waste of breath." Shabbat Shalom.
Please be seated. We continue on page 51.
When you see something that is broken, fix it. When you see something that is lost, return it. When you see something that needs to be done, do it. In that way, you will take care of your world and repair creation. If all the people in the world were to do so, our world would truly be a Garden of Eden, the way God meant it to be. If everything broken could be repaired, then everyone and everything would fit together like the pieces of one gigantic jigsaw puzzle. But for people to begin the great task of repairing creation, they must first take responsibility.
There they are. And mazel tov to both of you. You both did a great job, not only of reading the Torah portions, but interpreting both the Torah portion and the Torah, and giving wonderful talks and thinking about it quite a bit, I can tell. And for your Bar Mitzvah project, Daniel, you led exercises and brought a bit of humor to the Cedar Creek Care Center, and it was very much appreciated by everyone that was there. And for your project, Josh, I know that you helped with the Guadalupe Trail project, cleaning it up so that other people can really enjoy it. Thank you both for your projects. And you give your parents and your families and friends a great deal of joy. May your lives continue to be a blessing for all who are around you, and may you celebrate many, many more wonderful occasions. Now, on behalf of the Shir Hadash board and congregation, I'm happy to present you both with some special gifts for your Bar Mitzvah. I'll give them to you in a minute. A Bar Mitzvah certificate that acknowledges the work that you did to prepare for today, a Kiddush cup that was made especially for each of you, with the hope that your life will be filled with joyful celebrations, a set of Holy Day prayer books, a certificate from the National Federation of Temple Youth toward a post-confirmation trip to Israel, and a certificate for a 1-year membership at the Silicon Valley JCC in Los Gatos. Congratulations, mazel tov. You both did a wonderful job. And here are your gifts. Right. The prayer books. And make sure I have the right ones. Joshua.
glad to come to this day of celebration. Our closing song is Adon Olam on page 62. Following the singing of Adon Olam, we're going to ask you to remain in your places for just a moment. There'll be a closing blessing, and then we'll allow the family to go out ahead of us into the foyer. There'll be a small cup of wine or juice, and we'll say a blessing, a very short blessing, not like all the blessings we've said so far, over the wine and over the challah. So please wait until we say the blessings to enjoy the wine and the challah. On page 62, please rise as we sing together. May you live to see a third and fourth generation grow up before you. Peace upon Israel and all the world. We say together, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Amen. Vayavru Anashim Midyanim Sohari Vayimshechu Vaya'alu Et Yosef Min Habor Vayimkeru Et Yosef Vayishme'elim Be'esim Kasef Vayavi'u Et Yosef Mitzrayim Vayashov Reuven El Habor Vehine in Yosef Babor Vayikra Et Begadav Vayashov El Echav Vayomar Hayalek Einenu Va'ani Ana Ani Va